Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. Homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong. Homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa. And homage to Master Dubten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of the group practice this evening, Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva, the savior of the netherworld. Sumu, Tanzan Gatso, Toten Siddhi, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma instructors, Dharma assistants, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
I stayed. Sarange. Hola, amigo. Que quiero mucho. Sugoi. Ichiwa. Kimoji. Jumi. Yapi. Pirin pirin. Konbanwa. 心照，感恩。今天我们修这个
Today,
由名教主地藏王菩萨。
We practice Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva as the Yidam, main meditational deity.
我上了法座以后
After I got onto this Dharma
从头
seat,
到尾就不知道
from beginning to
修
end,
到哪里去。
I didn't know where I was.
从头到尾都不知
From
道。
beginning to end,
总之到了
I did.
尾声的时候啊，
Only toward the end, I woke up.
所以回向的时候
So during the merit dedication,
也是不知道在念什么。
I also did not know what I was saying.
这是每一次雷藏寺啊，西雅图雷藏寺
Every
晚上
time
同修，
during the group practice at the Seattle Lizang Temple, I'm always this way.
明天就不会。
And it will not happen tomorrow
在踩雷就不
at
会。
the Rainbow Temple.
奇怪，西雅图雷藏寺这个法座是不是要放成一张床？
This is strange. Should we change this Dharma seat into a Dharma bed? Make it a little bigger.
免得从法座上面掉下来。
Otherwise, I might fall from this seat.
我们今天修这个地藏王菩萨的法，
Today we practice the Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva Dharma practice.
也就是
And Siddhigarbha is one of Grandmaster's three
我以前刚
Yidams.
刚看到活菩萨，第一个
In the
看到的
past,
是瑶池经，
the first Buddhas and Bodhisattvas that I saw was Golden Mother. Second was Amitabha Buddha. And the third one was Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva.
那么，其实这三尊呢的愿力
Actually, these three deities,
我们常常讲地藏王菩萨的愿力，叫大
we
愿
often say that the
地藏
vow
王
of
菩萨，
Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva,
他的愿
which is
力
in his
是
name,
最
the
大的，
great
所以我们称为
vow
大愿地
Bodhisattva,
藏王菩萨。
because he has the greatest vow. That's why we refer to Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva with the greatest vow.
他没有想到，他只是讲说这个地狱不空啊，事不成佛。
So he said that he vowed not to become a Buddha unless hells are empty. But according to the Buddhist sutras,
有三不能，
that the Buddha had three
其中有一个不能，
incapabilities,
就是
so
不能
three
度
things that
众生
he
尽。
cannot do. One is cannot deliver
佛不能够把众生
sentient beings
全部度
completely. He
还有这
cannot
三不能其
exhaust
中的一个不能，
and deliver
佛
all
不
the
能
sentient
度众
beings.
生尽。
This is one of them.
佛居然不能度众生尽，那么地狱如何会空？
If that's the case,
地狱就
how
本来就
can
不会空。
hells ever become
但是他
empty?
发了愿，不要叫说
But
地狱
his
如果不
vow
空，
was that if hells are not empty,
那地藏王
he
菩萨就
vowed
永远
not
就
to
是地藏
become a
王菩萨。
Buddha. Therefore,
他不会成
Siddhigarbha
佛。
Bodhisattva is a bodhisattva forever. He would never become a Buddha.
今天师尊的这个回向，
So in Grandmaster's merit dedication today, I pray
能够
that
所有的
hells,
幽冥众也能够度尽。
the hell beings and the spirits can be delivered completely. All the hell
也
beings
让地
and
藏王菩
spirits
萨能够成佛。
can be delivered completely,
就是在
so
回向
that
当中，
Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva can
我也讲到
become a Buddha. That's what I said during the merit dedication.
很多事情也不一定可能或者不可能，有些事情不可能的也会发生。
There are,
希望
it's
这
hard
个
to say
地藏
the
王菩萨
possibles or the impossibles. Some impossible things do happen.
完全通通都度尽。
So I hope that Siddhigarbha Bodhisattva can completely deliver all sentient beings in the nether world.
我们先讲几个笑话哈。
Let me first share a few jokes.
这个老师跟小明讲，
The teacher told Xiao
明
Ming,
天请你妈妈到学校一趟。
please ask your mom to come to school tomorrow.
老师，
And
我
小明
想问一
asked,
个问题，
Can I ask you one
为什么
question?
每次都是找我
Why
妈妈来学校，
did you
而不
always
是
ask
找
my
我
mom
爸
to
爸？
come to school and never my dad?
这个老师讲了，
And the teacher
你爸爸
replied, Your
也
dad?
是我的学生，
He was my student too.
我了解他，所以我不找他来。
Because I knew what he's about. That's
小明
why
没办法，是要讲好，所以老师找他，
the teacher
找他妈
doesn't
妈
want to
来。
ask for the dad.
他说，这个老师的意思是说，你爸
So
爸
what the
也是
teacher
我教
meant
的，
was that I
他的
taught
成绩
your
如
dad.
何我知道，
So I
所以
knew
我不找
about
他来。
how well he did in school. There's an old man was doing Tai Chi in the park. And he looked very strong and vigorous. So I was curious, so I approached him and asked, so is that the benefit of your exercise? This is, and then the old man said, okay, yeah, you can see, I will stand here and why don't you try to push me with as much force as you can exert. And I did. And then I had to pay $60,000 for his medical expenses. That's how the old man earned money. Today I went to the driving school, and the instructor asked me to what is that called? To hit the turning light. What do you call that? And then what I did is I walked out of the car and then hit the light. And the instructor dismissed him, and he still didn't know what went on. This is a play of words in Chinese. Okay, now we'll get on to the main topic. Question from Singapore. Lianhua Sisen, the precious Grandmaster Amitabha, your disciple in Singapore, Lianhua Sisen. What's so funny? What's funny? Is it funny? What's funny? What is so funny about that? I don't know.
祝师尊佛安，莲花师生希望请教师尊一些问题。
Would like to ask a few questions.
三净肉是眼不见杀，
three kinds of pure
耳不闻
meat
杀，因为
is
己所杀。
it is
师尊说过，这是如来的
the animal was killed without us seeing it, without us hearing it, and it's not for our sake.
自己买生鱼，
So Grandmaster said that this was for convenience for
他们
us.
会觉得
But my
弟
friends
子
always
买死鱼、
bought
死螃蟹，
live fish,
这是
live
掩耳
crabs,
盗铃的做法。因
and
为食弱者的需要。
yet they said that this is like stealing the bell while closing off our ears. So, but because of their requirements, so there are many more killings of these animals. So how should I explain this to my friends? Whether the animals were killed directly or indirectly. So he said something like, I don't know if this was said by the Buddha, but it was just mentioned generally in Buddhism about 3 kinds of pure meat. Is when the animals was killed without us seeing it, without us hearing it, or not for us. They are not killed just for us. These are called the 3 kinds of pure meats or clean meats. How should he explain this to his friends? How should we answer? It's quite difficult to explain. Any opinions anywhere? If you can give a good answer, please raise your hand. The issue about the 3 kinds of clean meats. If you have any issues about this, or if you can give a good, perfect answer, please raise your hand. Actually, this is a very difficult issue in America because many of the disciples are in the restaurant business. And if you open a restaurant, they have to kill. There is no such thing as the 3 kinds, 4, 5 kinds of clean meat, because it is killing. Then, what should we do? That's why I keep encouraging those in the restaurant business to always chant the deliverance mantras anytime, at any place. Visualizing all these beings can go to a better realm, to go to the Pure Land. I remember my mother. Sometimes would kill a chicken or a duck. And because she killed, unlike some other Buddhists that don't dare to kill, so they brought those animals to our house for my mother to kill. And my mom would chant this phrase in Taiwanese. It's endless to be birds or chickens. I give you, I liberate you to end, so you end your suffering. So it's endless to be chickens or birds. So I let you end your suffering and be reborn sooner and then kill. And many of us in America or Europe in the restaurant business, like the Ren Tze chapter in German, were in the restaurant business. That's why the group practice were very late, like at midnight, because after they close their restaurants and cleaned up and had the group practice at midnight. So if you're in the restaurant business, of course you have to kill. No such thing as the 3 clean meat. So I taught them to chant the deliverance mantra frequently. Or you can chant
Om Manjusriya Om Apelahom Kanta Soha.
That's the Manjusri rebirth or deliverance mantra. Om Alapajanati, Om Manjusriya, Om Apelahom Kanta Soha. So you constantly or frequently chant these mantras. Like the dining hall of the Seattle temple. When I make offering, I always also chant those. Actually, it's quite difficult to have these 3 kinds of clean meat. So Grandmaster would like to tell this disciple in Singapore. I don't know why everybody's laughing when I say your name. So I will not call on your Dharma name then. So the lotus disciple in Singapore, my answer is, actually it's difficult to have these 3 kinds of clean meat. It is better if you just chant the deliverance mantra and visualize that they can be reborn in the Pure Lands. And then you make offerings and do this every day. And there's no need for you to explain them to friends, because there's nothing to explain. Killing without us seeing it, without us hearing it, or not for our sake. So we don't have this taboo at Buddha school because we do bardo deliverance. And we bardo deliver all the animals. And I personally also perform bardo deliverance, which is separate from the 1,000 Dharma vessels bardo deliverance. Every day, coming home, I also do bardo deliverance for all the animals, all the beings. As long as I know of them, I would bardo deliver them all. Any one of them that I have seen, that I have heard of, or even those that I have never eaten, I would bardo deliver them all. All living beings in the Saha world, including flies, mosquitoes, cockroaches, mice, lizards, I bardo deliver them all. Ants, the tiny ones, and germs, microbes, viruses, even the COVID-19 virus, I bardo delivered. So I bardo deliver anything I can think of, or anything you can think of. You can ask me what you can think of, if I have bardo delivered them or not. I have every night. I bardo deliver. Because I know it is impossible to avoid killing. Therefore, I bardo deliver every day, every night, including all sentient beings, all the spirits, and all of those who died in wars or military people in in the military, and then of course the human beings, but including those who fly in sky, those who crawls on the ground, and those who are in the water. I better to deliver them all. Maybe you say, how about oysters? Do you know what oysters are? Of course I do. And crabs too. They divided into many different kinds. I don't just but to deliver crabs, but also crawfish, which exists in Taiwan. I think it's including fleas, lice, grasshoppers, butterflies. And all the insects, tiny insects. I also had crickets when I was young. And I delivered them all. Or the bacteria and viruses, the tiniest ones to the biggest ones, such as dinosaurs. I have delivered them all. And I do it every night. And whatever I can think of, whatever I have eaten. So every night I do two things. One is about the deliverance of living beings other than humans, and then about the deliverance of human beings and spirits. So the 1,000 Dharma vessels about the deliverance is for human beings, and then I also about to deliver the rest of the living beings, including snails, anything else? Anything special that you can think of? Perhaps I have forgotten it. If you tell me. Oh, the extraterrestrial beings. Ah, you're right. It's true. I haven't bothered to deliver them. And you could think of it. Oh, good brain. I thought he would say lizards. Because outside he's a tiger, but at home he's a lizard. But in Chinese they rhyme. Because lizard in Chinese is like wall tiger. And they're both tigers. But he said, ETs. So tonight I will Bardo deliver them. So do more Bardo deliverance is very important. Because in Tantrayana, although we don't kill them ourselves, I disapprove of that. However, if we can avoid, we should avoid. But if you're in the restaurant business or if you're chefs, it's impossible for them to avoid killing. So it would be right that everybody continues to do Bardo deliverance. I just do Bardo deliverance.
这个小明请假，老师，我外婆去世，
asked for a day
我
off.
想回去陪葬。
Teacher,
请
my
请假
grandma
一天，
died,
希
so
望
I
能够
want
批
to
准。
be cremated together with
这个学
her.
生
Can
小
you
明，
please give
老师给他批啊，
me the day off? It's a note.
你以后你如果陪葬，
And the
以后就
teacher
不能来
said,
学校上课。
if you accompanied her, then you
不是
cannot
陪
come
葬，
to school anymore. So he wrote it wrong.
要怎么讲？
How
他
should
祖
you
母
say
过
it?
世了，要怎么讲？
His grandma died.
送葬了，送葬了，
Yeah,
不能
to
讲陪葬。
send her off, not to accompany her.
有一个阿伯到 超
And
商要买咖啡，
a middle-aged
阿伯问
man went
咖
to
啡怎
the
么卖呢？
supermarket and
现
wanted to
在
buy
正在优
coffee.
惠啊！如果
So
第
how
二
do you
杯
sell
的话
this?
半价。
Oh, it's
阿伯
we
讲
have discount.
好，
So the
那我
second
就
cup
买第二
is
杯。
half price. And then he said, okay, I'll just buy the second cup then.
超商的职员就讲：“阿伯，你买个脑啊！”
And the coffee.
就跟那个卖西瓜的讲，
Barista
卖西瓜
said,
在路上喊，
oh,
在
it's like
路边
the
喊
watermelon
西瓜卖西
seller.
瓜，不
Watermelon,
甜的不要
watermelon.
钱。
It's free if it's
一
not
个人走
sweet.
过来说
And then someone
我要
came
买一
by
个不
and
甜
said,
的。
I want one that's not sweet. It's free.
好，今天我们讲维摩诘经啊。
Now we will talk about Vimalakirti Sutra.
这个讲到，我们上回讲到等观菩
Last
萨，
time we talked about the equal
不
view
等观菩
bodhisattva,
萨，
unequal view
等不等
bodhisattva,
观菩萨。
and the equal and
我做了
unequal
很
view
多的解释。
bodhisattva. And I had
那么
explained
今
at
天呢，
length.
就讲
And
定
today
自在
I will
王
talk
菩萨，
about the meditation self-mastery
定
king
自
bodhisattva,
在王菩萨。
or the bodhisattva who is a king in
这
self-mastery
个
of
菩萨的名字
meditation.
叫做定自在王。
So the name of the bodhisattva is
那大家看到这个名字，一
meditation
定知道
self-mastery king.
这个一定是禅定。
So
一定是禅
hearing
定。
this name, you
在
must
禅
know
定中
it's
得
about
到自在
meditation,。and he gains
其
self-mastery
中
in
有一
his
个王是什么
meditation.
意思啊？
But what
王
does this king mean
就是说
here?
他在禅定之
It
中
means
得到最高的
that in
境
his
界，
meditation he attained
最
the
高境
highest
界
realm.
就是王。
So the highest realm is a king.
所以里面有称王的，就是已经到了
So
最高顶。
there are some of them with king in their names, which means they have reached the highest realm. So this bodhisattva has reached the highest realm through meditation or in meditation.
到底是什么？
So what
师
is
尊今天坐在法座上，
meditation?
这
Grandmaster
个修
seated
本
here
尊这个地藏王菩萨，
during the group practice of
我刚
Siddhigarbha
开始的
Bodhisattva
时
as
候还有一
Yidam.
点知觉，只修地藏王
At
菩萨，
first, I was a
后
little
来
bit
就完全没
aware,
有知觉。
and then afterward, I was totally
有时
unaware.
候啊，这个司仪跟我讲，
And sometimes the MC said,
禅定那么深，
uh,
就让他
seeing
多
that
定个5分
Grandmaster
钟。
is in deep meditation,
说是
so
同
we
情之
extended
尊，
by 5 minutes.
所以让我多
So
禅定5分钟。
they are empathetic toward Grandmaster.
时间禅定的时间呢，
So they
啊
let
这路上
Grandmaster
面地就稍微
meditate
时间长了一点。你们
5
今天
more
有没有同
minutes
情
or
师尊
longer. How about today?
啊？
Were you empathetic? You extend it by 10 minutes? Is that right? No, 5 more minutes. So they give me another 5 minutes for meditation. So was then empty in meditation? What are they saying? So I must be the meditation self-mastery king. So many people were watching me. Was my head really low? Yes. Did I lift my head up? Yes. See, that's meditation. Because had I been asleep, then they would not lift back. But I could straighten my body again in meditation. That's because I had the great self-mastery. I had the great mastery of it. I was aware that my head was low, and then I realized, no, everybody is seeing this, so I lifted back up and pretended to be in meditation. And that's meditation self-mastery king. That's a king in self-mastery of meditation. See, in any circumstances, whether you walk, sit, stand, or lie down, you can be like that. Even when it's so noisy, I can do it. On the Dharma seat, I can do it. When I walk, I can also do it. When I'm driving, yes, I can too. When I see red light, I close my eyes until the car behind me honk me. Then I would know that I was in deep meditation. And then I would quickly drive away because the light turned green. That was a joke, of course. And the so-called meditation self-mastery king Bodhisattva, Vimalakirti. Sariputra was meditating in the woods one time, and Vimalakirti approached him and asked, Sariputra, what are you doing? Sariputra replied, I'm meditating here. And Vimalakirti laughed at him. You eat from almsgiving. You receive alms from hundreds of households, and you don't help them. Instead, you sit all by yourself, sitting there in deep mountain. Is there any benefit to sentient beings? You go to caves or in the woods and meditating. Is there benefit to sentient beings? You should go to where people are and help them, deliver, spread the Buddha Dharma, to help them. Only this way you benefit sentient beings. That's what Vimalakirti said. Meditation is not like you. That's not meditation. So the key meaning of meditation is this. Listen, I'm telling you today, is that you're strong and unperturbed. That's called meditative stability. That's the meaning. Strong and unperturbed or unmoved. Most bodhisattvas are only unmoved when they reach the eighth ground or the immovable ground. And what it means is that they have become true bodhisattvas. They are non-regressing. That's called unmoved. So you believe in the Buddha, you're a Buddhist, but perhaps you abandon it. In the beginning, you are devoted, and then gradually it's getting less and less, and then you don't practice anymore, and that's called you have regressed. If you regress, then that's not immovable ground. Only the one that can stay and persevere, that's called non-regressing. Only then is called unmoved. Unmoved doesn't mean that you're physically unmoved. It means that your faith and commitment is extremely strong toward attainments, very strong. You would never abandon or regress from it. So what is the immovable or unmoved is any circumstances can ever move or change your faith and your mind. So the Buddha said that the Buddha kills the Buddha and the Mara kills the Mara. So even when the Buddha appears in front of you, your mind is unmoved. Even and then if a Mara or demon appears right in front of you, you're also unmoved. It's not true killing, okay? It's not like the Buddha comes and you use knife to kill him or to kill the demon. No. That's because your mind moves. Because the Buddha comes and your mind moves. And oh, it's not a Buddha. Oh, it's a demon. Then you kill them. So what it means in this meditative stability is unmoved. You're unaffected by a Buddha or by a Mara or by any circumstances. When you encounter the worst kind of situation, you're still in meditative stability. Only then that would be called being strong and unmoved, immovable. Of course, when you are grieving, you can show your emotion. So you cannot say that such an expression is being moved. In reality, sometimes we would feel happy about certain things or very sad about other things because we are human beings after all. We have emotions and feelings. That's why we are called sentient beings. But in the process of spiritual cultivation, you will go through many trainings. And then eventually you would become very strong and unmovable, immovable. So whether a Buddha comes or a demon comes, you're unmoved. If you win lotteries and your mind moves, if your closest loved one is cremated or died, your heart will also move. However, even if you win the lottery, you're still stable and unperturbed, and then you donate your money. Or when your loved ones die, you think that sooner or later they will die, sooner or later you will die. There's no need to be too grieved, too sorrowful. And then you do and let your loved ones to be birth delivered to Pure Land. No need to be too sad. So you can still be calm and stable no matter what you encounter. So that's meditative stability and meditation, self-mastery, king, bodhisattva. So no matter what, your mind is always calm and even. So this is Bodhisattva who is the king in self-mastery of meditative stability. He's reached the highest realm, that he's strong and immovable in any circumstances. But we know in samsara everything is moving. Lives and deaths keep moving. Nothing is unmoved. And nothing is strong. As long as you're a human being, or as humans, there is no such thing as solidity. That one day things deteriorate. One day people die. One day the bodies are gone due to illnesses. So life and death keep changing, transforming. You think you're fine today, but maybe some cells have died. You're not aware of it. Actually, some of your cells have died. But one day, when too many cells die, then that's cancer. And then, at the end, all your cells die. Or the brain cells have died. Today, you've used them and they die, so living and dying are all interchangeable. So days, every day, it's ever-changing. Every day, things are dying. You just don't, you're not aware of it. Once you know this, and your mind is still strong and non-regressing, and everything is, you have self-mastery, you're not led or affected by other people, then that's called self-mastery in meditative stability. As Buddhists, we know that we have self-mastery in whatever affinities we are in. Whatever affinity occurs, you're still at ease. Like when we eat at our dining hall, we have Reverend Lien Ming, who had studied culinary, And we have Eva, who owned Japanese restaurant. So she expressed all her culinary expertise in the kitchen, and also other people who are helping, many of them. They help Reverend Lien Ming and Eva. And together they create wonderful meals. Not like early times. We had problem this day, and then the next day it would be like frogs and melon cup. And then inside the pot there's like one frog floating in the water. And we've never seen such thing before. You know, in the past, the food they prepared was inedible, but we still lived on. We did not despise them. And some day it was good and we praised them. And some days it was bad. We didn't say anything. Right? But we still went with the flow. So whatever food they prepared, that's what we ate. Or whatever food they prepare, we eat them. I never asked for like certain food. I want to eat this. Never. So I just go with the flow, according to the affinity with the kitchen. So whatever food they prepare, that's what we eat. I'm just talking about that table, okay? And they're also outside, the Reverend Lien Guan, who prepared pretty good food, as we saw. So the food recently is much better, has been improved. In the past, we even ate garbages, and we swallowed them all. And we still eat them. So because we followed the affinities, how can we be fussy? It's good enough that we have food to eat. That's why we just go with the flow. What we eat, what we wear, and whatever they give us, that's what we use. The same with the Lama outfit. We just follow the affinity. Food, clothes, houses, and cars, vehicles, whatever cars offered to me, I drive. In the past, I also drove Toyota. That was good enough. When I just got to America, the first time I drove, it was called Mercury, similar to Ford, Mercury. Because whatever what will be. The same with my house. I have lived in the what's it called, illegal housing, or a tiny house for 200,000 NT dollars. What house can you buy? But to me, that was like, this is a human paradise, because we moved out from that illegal housing. So I just followed my affinity. And we have lived in grand houses, and we have lived in tiny houses, and even illegal house. And I did not. I did not despise it, and because it's on top of the ditch, so the sound of the water was very comforting, like the sound of rains, and then the water would get in, and it was cooling, it was comfortable. So it felt like a paradise. So whether I lived in that illegal house or in a luxury home, it's the same. So you can be at ease and comfortable in any place, any circumstances, then you would have this meditative stability. That's why I can handle any situation, any circumstances. Like if I have to live in that illegal housing anymore, I mean, now it'd be fine. You know, the house is not on the ground. It was built on top of a ditch. So they just put a board and then add a little bit of dirt, and then they just put some walls. That's when we had no money. I did not have cars then. And then we bought a couple of like motorcycles, and we can put like a basket. Oh, bicycles. We had 2 bicycles, one for me, one for Simu. I carried for Ching, and Simu carried for Qi. And then we had a basket in front and placed the kid there. At that time, the happiest moment was to Simu cook mung bean soup, and then we took for Qing from the illegal housing and brought for Qing to Taichung Park and strolled there. And then when we got hungry, we drank the mung bean soup. Oh, that was such an enjoyment. The greatest enjoyment in life. Never been happier ever since. You know, from the illegal housing, carry for Qing, and then strolling at the Taichung Park. That was such a great enjoyment. So we were at ease in any circumstances. That's how it is. So now you understand what self-mastery is all about, or being at ease. And we follow whatever affinities that arise, and then we live our days with ease and with self-mastery. And you're never afraid of, scared of anything you encounter. That is called meditation. So meditation is not sitting there, but it means you're already very solid, strong, and sturdy, and you're unmoved, unperturbed. That your mind has reached the state of immovability, and you're non-regressing. That's immovable. And you can go with the flow and have self-mastery. Like what Confucius said. You know, his disciple was called Yan Hui. When the house was leaking, he was still playing the lute. That means he had self-mastery. He was at ease. So we need to understand what is going with the flow and being at ease, or with self-mastery. And meditation means you're unmoved and solid. And meditation and self-mastery and the king, which means you reach the highest realm. And that is meditation, self-mastery, king, bodhisattva. Or the bodhisattva who is the king in self-mastery of meditative stability. So we need to explain that word by word. Meditation means solid, extremely sturdy, and unmoved, and non-regressing. And you can go with the flow and at ease and unhindered. And when you reach the highest realm, that's called a king. And such a realm is called meditation, self-mastery, king, bodhisattva. So this meditation, self-mastery, king, bodhisattva doesn't mean you sit there in meditation. If you say, oh, I want to meditate now, because you meditate with intent, that's not called meditation, because the real meditation is without awareness. If you think of this word, meditation, then that is not meditation. When you have meditation in your mind or in your heart, and you're already very solid and sturdy, and then you reach the highest realm, and you can go with the flow and with ease, with no hindrances. That's why you cannot be affected by anything. If you're affected by anything or anybody, that's not called meditation. Not even a single person. So, what is meditation? Let me give you an example. Someone told me, Grandmaster, why you treat me like air? You don't wave to me. So you raise your palms to people here, to people there, but not to me. Why? She asked me. You did not look at me. You smile at her, but not to me. Then you have not reached meditation. You have been affected by me. One with the meditative stability will not be affected by anybody. When I give spiritual consultation, anybody is coming, I'm still in meditative stability. I will give you answers to your questions one by one. Doesn't matter how much you offer, I'm unmoved. I will not belittle you, whether it's $20 or $200 or $2,000. Just to ask one question, I would treat you the same way and equally among all. It's not because your money touches me, then I would talk to you for half an hour. Or if I give you $10,000, then I would give you 1 hour. No. It doesn't matter how much you offer. I never look. I just put it in. And I don't know how much you give. And I treat everybody the same, whether it's $5 or $5 check and it is returned, and then I have to pay $20 fee. So I might as well tell him, just never write a check anymore, and you don't need to offer anymore, because I know he doesn't have money. And he offered $5, and then when I cashed the check, I didn't get the $5, but I had to pay for $20 as fees. But I never looked down on him. You're still my good disciple. You can still come for spiritual consultation, and you don't have to give offerings. It doesn't matter how ugly you are. I treat you the same way. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are. I also give you the same time. Right? It doesn't matter if you fart in my consultation room, I still need to endure it. Because you couldn't hold it, so you farted. Good things we wear masks these days. I had to hold myself and still give you answers. I never said that, hey, because you farted, please get out. I was not affected by the farts. I was still go with the flow, and I am still at ease. Or you walked in with that smelly socks, and the whole room was smelly, stinky. But I was still very calm and give you consultation. One time, I give consultation to someone with a strong body odor, that was extremely horrible. I held my breath. And yet I still had to give you consultation. I did not ask you out. That, hey, can you wash first and come back? No, I didn't. But some people, even after they wash, they still had the odor. So I just follow the affinity and still with ease. So it doesn't matter how much offering, doesn't matter how they look, and I'm still calm and at ease in whatever I encounter. Like those from Chicago, Zhang Qiang. There was a gangster head that came for spiritual consultation. I took a look and knew, oh, gangster, mafia. And there were three of them. One is the gangster's boss, the other one is like the gangster's right-hand man, and one in a formal outfit was a businessman. They were all from Chicago. Does Zhang Qiang know them? Do you know one retired mafia boss? Cantonese, pretty tall. I don't know how to describe him. I knew immediately when I saw him. I give him consultation, and they even made meal offering. These three people together. One businessman, one mafia boss, and then his right-hand man. They came together, and I helped them too. I told him directly, "You are in the mafia." And he said, "Yeah, that's right, but I retired." But people still respected, are still afraid of him, because when he showed all the weapons. At that time, he carried Oh, he had wounds of knives and guns, bullets. And I still give consultation all the same, following the affinities. Although my heart beat a little more, maybe if I say things too directly, or he didn't like it, and then he would hit me. That's meditation, self-mastery king. And they go with the flow with anything, in any circumstances. Grandmaster has encountered all kinds of disciples. Many of my disciples were also gangsters in Taiwan. And they also had their problems. And then they told Grandmaster, "Let me carry your bag for you." And he did. And he accompanied me for feng shui consultations every day. And then one day he said, "Okay, no more." And then he just threw my bag back. And I asked him, "Where are you going?" And he said, "I'm going back to the mafia." So I just let him. And he left. I have many disciples from all walks of life. I know from Liao Longhui is the mafia in Taiwan. The gangster, the mobster. When he was, for his funeral, all kinds of people from all walks of life came. I have met these people too. Together with the mayor, invited me for meal. Chen Kui Miao, and see, so the city mayor with the mobster invited me for dinner. There were 3 big bosses in this mafia group, and I met 2 of them. So because in Grandmaster's deliverance of sentient beings, Grandmasters just follow the course of nature and follow the affinities and be at ease at any circumstances. So that is meditation self-mastery king, or a king in self-mastery of meditative stability. Never be scared or affected in any circumstances, and in whatever they do, they're very focused, very hardworking, conscientious, and unaffected by anybody, not by any disciple, fellow disciples. If you say, "I don't want to talk to that person," that means you're affected by that person. Do you understand? Then you don't have meditative stability. Oh, I don't like you. That means you're affected by the person that you don't like. Oh, I'm jealous of that person. Then you're affected by that. Or you're envious of someone, then you're affected by that person. You need to cultivate spiritually that you can be at ease and have self-mastery and go with the flow in whatever you encounter. You should be able to reach that. That is called meditative stability. If you still have someone you don't like in your mind, then Grandmaster Lu has no meditative stability. I cannot dislike anybody. Like I am totally unaffected by the responses or anything from anybody, and everybody is equal. All disciples are equal. I'm totally unaffected by the disciples. If someone scolds you and it's on your mind for 3 days and you're really upset about it, about that person for 3 days, then during those 3 days you have no meditative stability. Doesn't matter what someone says, what they slanders, whatever, it's totally not affecting you. That's meditative stability. So as Buddhist practitioners, remember, if there's still anyone that can affect you, or you don't like certain words somebody says, that means no meditative stability. You can absorb anything. Only then it is called meditative stability. That is a king in self-mastery of meditative stability. In front of anybody, any circumstances. Or if you see someone at the dining table and I don't want to go there, then you're affected by that person. That's not meditative stability. But the person in real meditation or with real meditative stability would be stay unaffected. This explanation will not be given by any other people. This is what I'm explaining today. What is meditation? Oh, by sitting there. That's a lie. A true meditation is that everybody is fine, is good. Someone comes sometimes, and I would ask, are you in talking terms with that person? And they reply, I don't want to see them. I don't talk to them. And said, that's wrong. You should talk to them. You should meet them. You should have self-mastery. You should be at ease. Only then, that's called meditative stability. No big deal. Everybody is Buddha nature. Doesn't matter how bad a person is, it's a Buddha nature. How good a Buddha nature. Beautiful face or ugly face, all the same Buddha nature. Now you understand about meditation and meditative stability. You should know. Om Mani Padme Hum.